Is your 2-year-old waking up in the middle of the night screaming at the top of their lungs? Let's go over what could be some common reasons. The first one is if your 2-year-old is waking, let's say going to bed at 8 p.m. and waking up screaming within the first 4 hours of going to sleep, it may very likely be a night terror, which actually means they're still asleep, they're just having trouble transitioning to the next sleep cycle. I know they look totally unnerving and they look completely awake. They could be at their crib railings, screaming your name and with their eyes open, but they actually are still asleep. So, what you really need to do is do as little as possible because that can extend the night terror. Just make sure they're safe, verbally reassure them, and they do eventually, I promise, lay down and go back to sleep. And if they could talk about it, they wouldn't even remember it in the morning. That's the difference between a night terror and a nightmare. A couple other factors about night terrors, more common in boys than girls. There is a family history with them. They can start around 15 months, although I have seen it sometimes start a little bit earlier. And they also can be linked to fevers and sleep apnea. So if your 2-year-old is having, snoring, mouth breathing, sweating during sleep, frequently congested, very restless sleeper, and some other common symptoms and signs, then go back to your pediatrician and say, I would need to rule out sleep apnea. We need to check adenoids and tonsils because this is what's going on at night. Another thing to consider is moving the bedtime earlier. So let's say your 2-year-old is not waking up within the first 4 hours, but it's, multiple times during the night, later in the night. So then I look for, does your 2-year-old know how to put themselves to sleep independently at bedtime? And if not, like you're still holding them, feeding them, rocking them to sleep, this might be your time to sleep coach. And you start at bedtime after a great day or after a great nap day that day. And then you're going to respond the same way at each awakening until 6 a.m. I know it's hard, but I promise you in 7 to 10 nights, your life will be much better.